Good evening and welcome. Hello, how are you? We are back on the air. Basically, yeah, you guys have been lucky. You had like a live stream, and then you had the expo thing, and now you've had another live stream. So yeah, and the expo had a live stream. You guys have just been getting more live streams than normally. I mean, it's not like more than many people because I'm not really a live stream person, but I'm glad to be here, I guess. So doing live things with live people and hoping that this thing will load. Oh, look, we're sending Val to Val and effecting the Oberth. That's something I should always explain. Did you know that if you do the math for going from a low Earth orbit and then putting it out to the moon's orbit, then it actually takes less delta V to go out to the moon's orbit and then go into a low lunar orbit, right, with the you're counteracting the moon's gravity, than it does to just go up to the moon's orbit and go into match the moon's orbit. Do you know that? Like, even though there's extra gravity out there, it actually takes less because of the power of the Oberth effect. Oh, Twitch seems to have me in the wrong game. That is entirely my things. Expo Kerbal and Kerbal Space Program. You see, the problem is I have to fix this manually because just stuff. Update information. I've just pushed the update information stuff, so we should be done. We should be updated. And we're going to need some suggestions, of course. So if you've got any suggestions, we shall do this. Sandbox. We'll call this 1010, right? We should pick a flag, right? Let's pick... There's no Elite Dangerous flag, is there? Let's put the Winter Owl flag, because that's kind of a thing. Grand Tour using only flea boosters. Are you serious? You want to see how far I can get just using flea boosters, right? That's ridiculous. Hello from Joshua Tree, California. That is one part of California which is not currently on fire, right? KSP hasn't had an update. No, I've got a lot of different mods installed here, but what are we gonna say? Try to use fleas to see how far we can get. Okay, let's see this. I'm definitely gonna need to have a heat shield on this. That's a really bad idea. It really is a terrible terrible idea. But we'll see how far we can get. Hello again. My Twitch glitched. KSP did have an update, but I am not running it because, of course, I am running a ton of mods, and mods don't always like updates. Updates are always one of these things that can get in the way. I have many things, and I'm just trying to find all the bits and pieces. Obviously need that. We're going to need some of these solar panels because we're going to be using fleas, right? 3 fleas cheese. You managed to make a smaller... I made a 2x2x2 rocket, Kotharis. You know, you guys, I know you know that I post on YouTube and I post on Twitch. A lot of the follow-ups from these end up on Twitter. That's where I posted my 2x2x2 rocket, and somebody else basically simultaneously managed to do a 2x2x2 rocket, and their solution was slightly different. So, you know, mad props to them for their mad proppiness in getting a mad proper 2x2x2 thingy. Get in orbit like the space shuttle. Boring. Been there, done that. I mean, it's kind of there. Where's the flea? Where's flea bottom? Oh, it's under engine, isn't it? Of course. Fleas, solid booster. Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out how to make this go. Now, if I bring up my Kerbal Engineer, that says it has 761, and that has 4.5. That's good. So I can just stack these things up. 3.2. Uh-oh, it's starting to do wrong things in terms of staging. We need to fix that. Fire that. Stage. No. There, like that. That goes in there. And that goes in there. And that goes there. Okay, so that's me now got a total of 1.7. This looks like very much like KSP when you start out. It does. It's almost like I'm using very basic parts. Okay, So it says my thrust to wow, you know, my thrust to weight ratio is still 4.35. That's kind of ridiculous. That's probably because it's actually firing 2 engines at once. That would be a problem. Now what is it? 2.17. 2.17 is fine, but we're still, total delta V is still high. So I'm gonna have to just continue doing this. Oh yeah, I could do that. That might be an idea. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just gonna do this. And then copy those off to the side. Now if I... That and... That needs to fire here, and then that needs to go here, and that then we've got it up to 2.14 now. If I try to drop this on there, it's still doing the wrong thing! Curses! I am being foiled! I'm confused. Wait a second. This engine... We're missing an engine. Where's this one? This one's here! Why is the staging being so crazy? Normally staging is like sweet and easy and I'm not having to do a check yo. But I'm increasingly having to check yo staging. You think this is how Orbital ATK designs their things? So yeah, I think at this point I'm gonna start expanding the stage outwards. So we're gonna do this. That'll be good, and then we'll have some aerodynamics. Bingo! Bingo bango. Okay, these need to fire at the same time as this, once again. Okay, that's good. Please work this time. Oh, of course I'm gonna have the... Oh, but I could just rotate this 90 degrees, right? Look at that. Beautiful! See? Science. Are people... Oh, you're in Novato? Man, I've been having some serious issues. Like, I actually, at the office today, I was just... My eyes were watering. My eyes were feeling a little stingy because of this smoke. And I can only imagine it will be worse up where you are. What do you think the feasibility of the Python radiators pulling off the 22.6 meters squared needed to handle a 7C power plant? You know what? I think they use a special heat pump system, so the radiators are actually super, super hot. They might actually be using one of those fancy things. Have you heard about the Curie point radiator concept? It's basically where what you do is you heat up little... You heat up iron until it melts, right? So it's not magnetic when it's molten, and then you spit out these little globules, and then they cool down. And when they cool down, they suddenly become magnetic again, so they can get pulled back. So the Curie point radiators, basically, you spit out molten iron, and then you use a magnet to pull it back when it solidifies. So you can have radiators that are basically up to the temperature of boiling iron, which is kind of cool. And I guess people are pointing out that the High Frontier board game has it. One of those games that I should... well, you know, I'd love to try and take a look at one of these days. But it's not exactly something I can play with the kids, right? BC has had a lot of fires this year. I'm guessing BC is a reference to British Columbia? Okay, I can do that. I'm just realizing that I need to do 4 of these. Oh yeah, that'll totally work. Now, of course, what won't work is the fact that these are on the wrong stage again. Brilliant. So we're just trying to put the thing into orbit with this, and then that needs to fire there. We're up to 3.322. You love all that. Even is this lol? What even is this rocket? We're trying to. Somebody said, "Can you put something into orbit using flea boosters?" And I was like, "Well, theoretically, yes." So I'm just kind of going with it. That's really what it is. I'm taking the concept and running. And unfortunately, when I say running, I'm frequently stalling because the staging needs to be checked. Talk to somebody about potentially doing a Check Your Staging t-shirt, by the way. Do you think 3.5 will get us there, or do you think I should add another stage? I'm going to add another stage just for good luck, right? So we'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because that's 45 degrees, right? 9 by 5. This will get further than... No, I can see the delta V is 3.7 kilometers per second, so actually it probably won't get further than orbit, just basically because of the wonderful things they does. Okay, auto strut. I'm gonna auto strut everything. Auto strut. Auto strut. Does whatever the auto strut does. Actually, maybe I'll do it root part. That's right. Make sure we've got this. Okay. Now the only problem is, of course, is once I get up here, I'll have no way of getting home. Name suggestion, Balzery. It's the musician Flea. Oh, very good. Okay, I'll use that. Apparently my Uncle Larry played Flea at tennis once. You know the Uncle Larry that worked on... He's an eye doctor? That's an interesting, you know, family thing that I've been told. I'm just going to put little control surfaces on this thing. Little winglets, that'll do. Should probably get them straighter, thank you. We're going to need a few down here because this thing is going to get going and have to... Oh, wait a second. That's interesting. I think at that point we should be high enough, right, to be stable. What do you think? Let's see if it even works on the thing. What's the favourite insect of the UK at large? The cricket! The cricket! Oh! Excuse me, but cricket is not as... What the hell was that? I'm hoping that's not implying things are exploding. I think this may be some mod that's not working properly. Let's just fly it. Yes! Okay, this is burning a little more than I expected. In part, I think because we have... I have mods that aren't working. It does look kind of sick, but equally, it looks like it's powered by the Mythbusters. Remember the Mythbusters made rockets? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do that. I think we're doing fine here! Yeah, it's caused by auto struts. What? Auto struts, really? Is that what it is? Oh wow, we're hitting the clouds. We're doing pretty well here. Now the only thing is, as soon as I ditch this, I'm now going to be aerodynamically unstable. Apoaps's height is 35, 36, 37. So we're just going to let this kind of chill for a second because it's really going the wrong way. I don't know what the mod is doing, but it was spectacular, wasn't it? Nothing wrong with spectacularness. The spectacularity of that launch was practically off the scale. Yeah, I know I'm trying to get more horizontal, but I think I've really messed it up. I don't have enough delta V to put myself into an orbit. Okay. Apoapsis is 65 kilometers. Yeah, there we go. Apoapsis is now going to be 77, 78. Okay, there we go. 88 kilometers. Yes, Tesseract. Eve Valkyrie does have a reference. The thing is, fly safe isn't something I invented. It's something that I picked up from Eve Online, and so that's why it says it in the Eve Online and in Eve Valkyrie. Okay, so we're not going to get to orbit with this. We're going to need at least one more stage. Where will this go? Right now, this is intending to go to orbit. Except it's not going to get there because it doesn't have sufficient delta V. It's going to get pretty close to orbit, but not all the way there. Actually, I mean, that means it's not going to get to orbit at all. Still, you know, we're a couple of hundred meters per second shy. 1998 meters per second. Okay. Well, so much for that. Let's make sure I do this. And we can, of course, bring Jebediah back home. Cricket? The cricket? What the hell? And there's a pillar of fire and smoke. Yes, that's what happens when cricket is involved. Have you ever wondered why they call the trophy the Ashes? I don't know what the Ashes. I know it involves burning something. Actually, I think it was some protest where they burned the wickets or something. But you know, cricket, not something I actually give a damn about because I'm Scottish. And we have much more sensible sports like tossing the caber, right? Or rugby. Hello from Los Angeles, McPawn. I will be down there in a couple of weeks for TwitchCon, right? I expect to see some of you there. I'm on a couple of panels talking about space and science and video games and rockets and stuff like that. Golf. No, golf isn't a sport. Golf is a good walk spoiled. I'm not doing anything at the BASF. I mean, those guys, for some reason, they never talk to me. So it's always like, oh, you should do something. It's like, well, you should probably ask me to do something, and I'll do something. But, like, I never know when these things are happening. Yeah, there was, you know, what is his name? You know, Saturday morning breakfast cereal was like, we talked about destroying Saturn, and I was like, you know, if you just could find a planet with a majority oxygen atmosphere, we could destroy Saturn. Do you know of any such planet? Yeah. So yeah, Zach Wiener, and he was like, oh, you should totally turn that into a bad ad hoc science thing talk, and I was like, great, but I'm actually busy. I'm actually busy, so that's it. Or otherwise, I would do the math on destroying Saturn using the Earth. Okay, let's add one more layer to this thing. But I need to figure out how to. I mean, I'm only allowed to use these things for propulsion, right? Isn't drinking a sport in Scotland? That's a complicated question. Okay, once again, back with the incredible, the rhyme animal, public enemy #1. We gotta flee. Oh, wait a second. I think I forgot this. Yeah, one more stage, maybe? I think one more stage might just do it. Also, a better launch profile. Because, you know, whoever came up with that last launch profile was clearly an idiot that deserves to be fired from their job. The fleas... It's also complicated when you need to extract the oxygen from silicon dioxide, yes. Okay. Bingo! Yes, okay. And I am gonna follow this over. Okay. I hope we didn't blow anything up there. I love seeing the shadows of these things falling away like that. It's kind of cool. Oh, sorry, I'm forgetting to do this. That's more like it. Yeah, baby. I can kind of semi-sparagus solid using clever thrust limiting. You can. I might just do several layers of these things. Big layers of things. Okay. And Apoapс is getting higher. So Apoaps is up at 45 kilometers. And at this point I'm actually going to put it to the orbit attitude because I'm getting low enough and fast enough. Check out I Declare Shenanigans. Yeah, okay. We're trying to get into orbit here, and in fact I've kind of probably overshot it a little. Oh, and I keep firing the engine when it's in. I'm realizing that yes. I'm just realizing that I forgot to do something. But that's okay, we're gonna just follow this thing up into orbit. I totally fired those engines too much, because I'm actually... Okay, so here's the thing, Sky's supposed to be doing her homework, right? And I'm watching her on my laptop upstairs with VNC, and she's cheating. And I'm like really mad, so I'm having to close her her YouTube and say, no, you're not allowed to do YouTube, you have to do homework, you know. So that's why I'm looking down here right now, and I was like all confused for a second. But I think we might just get into orbit here. It's hard. It's hard to be a dad. You've got like so many things. Getting close to this. Getting close to the limit. One more time. And so, wait, 30, 20, 29. How long do I have? I've got one more stage, which is 8.8 seconds, so that's when I want to fire it, is like 4 seconds, right? There we go. And... oh, there we go! Got it into a nice circular orbit! There you go. That is a terrible joke. Just wait until Sky starts doing calculus, and then we can use Sky's the limit joke all the time. Ah! Oh! Ah! Okay, now the problem is, how do we get home? Obviously, we gotta do the... well, what was described to me as the manly maneuver, although I'm totally not gonna claim any credit for it. Let's see how quickly I can get this back. Or let's see if it's even worth doing this. There we go. Fire those engines. So let's see. Actually, that goes down relatively quickly. Remember the old days when you'd have to... Actually, I should probably check that we're doing this. I am getting out and pushing, yes. In the old days, you would have to be super careful because the capsule would not remain stable while you were pushing it due to things, due to the way that the probe bodies and everything worked. Thankfully, now the active vessel and other vessels will remain will have SAS operating. Russia. The manly maneuver involved turning engines off and back on to compensate for pointing the wrong end towards space. No, that's the IT crowd maneuver, right? Where you're turning it off and on again. I'm not going to try launching a rescue mission for something as simple as this. This is me doing my rescue mission. So come on, I gotta. Do you think we should try and take these fleas, these 3 fleas, to you know, the moon or something? Think I could get there? I don't know. I'm kind of worried that there's a lot of fuel to be had. Yes, I did have to get out and push. You've done that once before, huh? Minmus. I think we could fly past Minmus. Okay, I gotta get back in before I run out of fuel. Board, and then have it point retrograde again. And then EVA. Oh, good. So wait a sec. I brought our altitude down by 20 kilometers. This might take several goes, to be honest. But we'll do it. That is the most Kerbal thing, is to get in. The challenge is with the inclination and orbiting. That's why I think you want to just fly past the moon with fleas. Crash into the sun with only flea boosters. No. That would just be silly. I could probably do a Minmus landing with only EVA. That is absolutely true. As long as you have a surface base to refuel the Kerbal. No, you can totally land on... Finn Perry, I've totally landed and taken off from Minmus using only the 550 meters per second of delta V available. In fact, I did that in the days before they reduced the gravity of Minmus. In the old days, Minmus had higher gravity. Honey, can you get the laptop? Sorry, just gotta, you know, manage the family and all that. Oh, you gotta get 10 more pages to, or 10 more minutes to read those pages. You can land on Minmus while being in EVA. It's easy. Yeah, I know, but in the old days, I had slightly higher gravity. See how hard you can hit the Kraken on Bob with an asteroid. Bop, you mean, right? Not Bob. Bob and Bop are two different. There is no Kraken on Bob. I mean, what beer is it? Actually, there's no beer because I had too much. You know, I'm tired. I got the weirdest kind of jet lag because I was only out of the country for like a day. And despite that, I still ended up getting surprisingly jet lagged. Okay. You can send Val to Val and Bob to Bob. So here's a question for smart people out there. If you've read my Twitter and you know this, then don't mention it. But so there are many types of rocket, right? They all have cool names. Can you think of a rocket which sent a spacecraft to a location in the solar system which shares a name with the rocket, right? So like the Saturn V obviously never sent anything to Saturn, but was there a rocket that actually sent something to a place? Can you name the payload? Come on. See who can get this one first. I do have dual citizenship between the UK and the US. Venera ones were launched with either Protons or R7 variants, right? The Venera were actually launched by... The first Venera were launched by the Molnia. Luna, technically, so Luna was used an R7, which was a Luna variant, right? Okay, so Wookie Goldberg is mostly there. Yes, the Titan IV launched the Cassini spacecraft, which carried Huygens to Titan. And it's the only one I can think of. Now, Atlas, there is a moon called Atlas, so at some point maybe we'll see that happen. I don't think there is a moon called Falcon just yet, but you never know. Also, as far as I can tell, there is no moon or asteroid or anything called BFR. Which is a shame, because that would be pretty cool, you know. You're an asteroid, you're a big effing rock, right? That's a big deal. Planet X will have to be named at BFR, really? Okay, let's fly back in. Board. Asteroid Beefer. We're almost there. Will there be a moon after Elon Musk buys it and renames it? As far as I can tell, no, I don't think you can buy the names of moons just yet. Generally, if you're going to send a mission to a moon, or an asteroid, you'll arrange to get the name for it. Such as asteroid Bennu, right? You know, they came up with a name for it when they figured out that they wanted to send something to it. Ah. Wookie Goldberg's grandfather was a mathematician for the Titan project. Of course, Titan went through several generations. Titan was the launcher that the US used, which had hypergolic fuels. It was nasty and scary, and boy, that was one of the downsides of the Gemini program, right? Okay, we're just gonna skim through the upper atmosphere here. Does that Kerbal speech mod work with 1.3? Josh Kernick, this is 1.3. Like, let's be clear here. I'm using 1.3. So that is Chatterer, and it does in fact work. Planet 9 should be named Bacchus because it looks like it's drunk. How do you know that? Besides, you know what something looks like? You know something that's drunk? You know what it looks like? It looks like vomit, right? Because I've seen stuff that's been drunk and then undrunk. There's a thought for you. Okay, so now we're getting deeper into the atmosphere. What mod am I using to make Earth look so good? This isn't Earth, but it's actually it's a good question. I think I'm using Astronomer's Visual Pack. I could be wrong here. Okay, so one more visit outside and he shall be home. There's my space mission using only fleas. How come no more real solar system realistic progression? I have that. I use real solar system when there's an opportunity to talk about science and stuff like that. Yeah, aerobraking should work now. I just want to, you know, make it happen so that we don't have to take like 5 different orbits. So yeah, I should probably be saying hello to everyone, right? You know, like Josh Kernick, Kotharis, Aqua, Aquila Hawk, Mukpawn, Mcthulu, Tornleaf, Speedy Dath 77, Tesseract, i.e. Wookie Goldberg, Giddy Punk, Caffeine 1138, Sinothus, Trance Wave Dragon, Damien Reloaded, Viking Pirate, Exodus, Madios 69, TG Metsfan 98, Meyer Cuto, Asteroid Shave Feelings 2, you're going too fast now. It's all scrolling off the top faster than I can read it. Yes, I'm sorry. All you guys saying hello have ruined the chance of me being able to say hello to you. Okay, J. Peaker Capmus, Gegenshine. I know what the Gegenshine is. Sylvanesti, Crasher 925, still Stevie T, Wolven Pride, Pushy, Mike Levi 316, Boss 1000. And yeah, that's us definitely on our way home. Okay. That's me. Let's get inside this thing. F. And board. Retrograde. And just make this thing happen. Okay. There we go. So that's us. We did a complete mission using only fleas. I said Levi correctly? Of course I said Levi correctly. I mean, I live in San Francisco where, you know, come out here where, you know, Levi is based, right? Right? Hmm? New mandatory evacuations for NorCal, very close to Highway 80. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff. Did anyone see my epic pictures of the sunrise this morning? It was like super, super deep red. Oh, look, the sun is coming up. Speaking of sunrise. Shush, Kerbal RCS doesn't... like, seriously. Cinnamon tea. Is that like... whatever. Do we finally get a 2 Kerbal capsule soon? No, yeah, right, I don't know, maybe. I think we'll get that as part of Making History, which... I don't know what's happening with Making History. Oh god, yes, Stellaris is one of those games that I just so binge on big time. But I am actually very taken aback by how many flea boosters you need. No, the Mercury rockets weren't scary, the Gemini were scary. Yes, McThulu was saying the Mercury rockets were scary. It's good they never had to use an engine that used lithium, gaseous hydrogen, and liquid fluorine, right? That is the scary tri-propellant rocket, obviously, because it tries hard. Yep, there's an SSTV, slow scan TV. There's like Quindar tones and everything else, too. I say lots of other words incorrectly. Ask any Russian. They are never happy with how I pronounce anything. Eject the heat shield for fun. Sure, I'll jettison heat shield. There it goes. It's gonna make a big splash. Hi. There you go. No nearby objects to focus on. You know what's scarier than fluorine, though? Chlorine trifluoride. That's right. Yeah, I mean, you know, here's the thing. In the Soviet Union, you know, they built Proton, and Korolev was basically saying, Korolev was like, no, you are not going to put astronauts on top of a rocket which is fueled by this hideous stuff. And of course, the US was doing exactly that. Okay, so recover flight, recover vessel. I just gotta do some stuff here. Cancel. Wait a second. I'm just waiting. Okay. So. Okay. Just give me a minute here. Okay, never mind. So, what now? After all that, what now? I mean, do you think, is that even sane to, like, consider putting this somewhere, like... I mean, I guess I could start expanding it outward. So what I need is a shim or something. I guess what I could do is double decouplers. Double up on the decouplers. Oh, sorry. Right, like that. And then... okay, 8 of these goes down here. Yeah, I think still the vertical stacking is the right way to go, because there's no, like, fuel lines or anything that you can use to transfer stuff. I'm going to take these off. Actually, I'm going to leave these on. Okay, crap. Let's just undo that. Bingo! Okay, so these are on here. So these need to be in this stage. And then these 8 need to be in this stage. Okay, and those all go up there. There we go. Doesn't matter which ones fire. Okay, so just want to see, adding stages, that adds like 200 meters per second. So getting all the way out to the moon... it's just gonna be hard. It's gonna be painful, especially since I have to check my staging after every layer. You know, 2.43, like. Sorry. Oh, suddenly itchy nose here. Like, here's an idea. I'm gonna save and continue, but. Here's an idea of how to do this. Maybe we just need to to do it a different way. I'm going to take that flea, Balzery, load that, and then B2, Balzery. Balls do. So I think, like, having this vertical stacking is fine, but I think the real way to do it is to basically expand outwards linearly at each step, and then just make the stages last longer, right? So if I grab this... Uh-oh. I like how we had explosions in here. This mod is so powerful, it gives us explosions inside the thing. So we'll cut the thrust limiter down to about 22% in this case. There we go. So we're going to have a lot fewer stages. That's the plan. But we will have... So instead of burning for like a few seconds, we'll burn it for like 40 seconds. I'm going to actually cut this thrust limiter down as well. So this way I don't need to have nearly as many. That's the plan. I think I need like 3 of these to make the space that I need. Okay, the nose cones are sitting right inside the rocket nozzles, which is actually a legitimate design that was used as part of Sea Dragon, which of course is a totally ridiculous design, but nevertheless. Okay, so these 3 go in here. That goes there, and that goes there. And then all of these should go in this stage. So much to look at here. Okay, so these fire, and so that only gives me 581? Are you serious? Oh yeah, so now actually what I should do is again expand this outwards a layer. Okay, 22%. Just look at that burning. It's like California right now. Okay, let's do that. In there, in there. That's nice, like another 2 seconds. That is like 3 meters per second. Sorry, 3 kilometers per second. Oh. Control Z. Wow. I thought this mod is a little, wow. This is like going full on Nedelim. There you go. That's a terrible off-color reference. Oh dear. Oh, the hilarity of the situation. Right, first of all, you all go in there. And then we'll add a new stage, and everything on this lower stage gets added to this here. I'm gonna save this, and then I'm gonna open it again, just to see if I can stop the fire from burning. I like how these things seem to already be on fire before we've even launched. This is not what I expected. I wonder if there's a way to turn off this particular mod that is causing the firing. This is the destruction I believe this is the destruction effects, which is primarily aimed at people that are playing with you know, the armory, BD armory. Okay, that's 1.34. We need more. I kind of like this design more simply because it means there's a lot fewer stages to deal with. Downside is that you really do kind of need an exponential number of new things in each stage to make it work. Beautiful. Let's just save this and actually try it. Of course, none of this is strutted, so what's the odds that we get an explosion on launch? I should use fairings? I'm not sure I can make fairings work. Is there... That might actually be a concept. Christmas tree full of fire and death, running away screaming. I know, I'll get rid of those, don't worry. I just don't want to try to attach them like I did earlier. Where is the launch clamps? There they are, there. They were down the bottom. So anybody watched the stuff at the Frontier Expo? Because I was on there doing things about stuff, about game stuff. It looks like an N1 all over again. As I said, I think this is going full on Nedelim. Okay. That's a good point. What happened to... Oh, there it is there. I got a card there with some codes and stuff. I thought my video from Frontier Expo was funny. I was really happy with how that video turned out. There was all sorts of like silly bits I was doing in there, and I felt it was quite amusing. But, you know, haven't had many people watch it, so, you know, obviously there's no accounting for taste. Nice! Look, it is actually working. And oh. Once again, I'm not sure if this will actually work. Now, you want to know the fun thing? This is totally not steering. I'm trying to steer it in any direction, and it is simply not responding. You see, I've got full yaw enabled, and it's just spinning. I think maybe once I get a little higher up, it's there. Roman candle. This is a Roman wedding cake. Yes, did they... I don't think they had cakes for Roman weddings. Oh, you can totally use like deuterium, fluorine, and things like that in... You can use some interesting fuels in Children of a Dead Earth. Keep doing what you would do. Have you ever thought about developing my own Kerbal mod? If so, what would it be? I did develop my own Kerbal mod in the early days, before there were, you know, Mod Manager and stuff. I posted an edit to the nuclear engine configuration to make sure that it did not need oxidizer. That was the mod that I made, and the odd that I pushed. Yeah, whatever, pushed out. Wouldn't fast spinning help with separation? It might. It might very much. Okay. I think this guy's putting this stuff away now. Okay. Apoaps's height, 38 kilometers. The only thing is I kind of want this to be going closer to the horizon. So I'm going to try turning this. They are 20 kilometers up. That's about as far as I can get it. There's some interesting sound there. Remake rods from the gods. I would actually like to spend some time doing that, because it'd be nice to know about, you know, model design. Because I used to design models, but I did it using Povray. And I used it. I did it using scene description language, right, rather than, you know, using an editor, because I really found the editor just got in the way of me doing exactly what I wanted. So I would just like write everything out in hand-coded scene description language. So I've never used Blender. I've downloaded it several times and been like, I should totally learn to use this. Oh, something else, you know? Ancient Roman ceremonies were finalized by breaking a cake of wheat or barley called mustachium over the bride's head as a symbol of good fortune. That is just weird. Okay, you know what I need to do is make sure this thing gets into orbit. That's good. It's going to get above 70 kilometers. Oh, only just. Only just. Okay. Sounds like me coding HTML. Couldn't stand WYSIWYG. Always use Notepad. Ugh! Ugh! Notepad? Are you serious? No, I used VI because that's what pros use. Seriously. VI is the best and the worst, but it's mostly the best. You know, best and worst are a kind of thing. Yeah, actually, so I'm not going to get into orbit with this thing because although I have more delta V, I'm guessing I had just more drag. What a drag. I'm not even gonna try. Vim? Oh, come on! VI, Vim, they're all the same. Elvis? Right? Seriously. Besides, Tico or go home. I have actually written code using cat. I also once, when a system was really bust, I managed to I managed to write a config file using echo. There you go. Okay, so anyway, revert flight. This is not going to work. What else are we going to do tonight? What else can we do tonight? I've had enough of this place. Let's go and build a plane or something. I'm not going to push it into orbit. Yeah, I've written assembly by hand. Like, how about that? Would rather use clay tablets than Edlin. Do I have any planes ready built here? Apparently not. The smoke is burning my eyes. Build a... Oh, what the deuce is this? Ooh, super shiny. Is that intentional? I don't think that's intentional. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna totally say it's cool, but I don't think it's what's supposed to happen here. Can I change these things? Texture name inactive. Oh wow, wait. Can I change the texture name to... Ooh, yeah, look at that. Oh, look! We're totally getting black, sleek military. Yes, that is right. Can I change? We're making a stealth plane. The only thing is there's far too many things to change. Select all. Change. And there's more underneath the wing. Wow. Almost like this plane is made of many, many parts that aren't quite the same. I'm guessing this is so I can make like an SR-71 kind of thing. Yeah, that just activates the texture. So this is the back in black mod. I'm kind of liking this. Oh, I should probably make the nose work as well. Yeah. So, what else can we add on this thing? There we go. Got it all. Steer wing. ACDC, because it's back in black, right? It's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. bus. It's like the short bus. Oh, crap. Get back in here. Close that up. Do I have any weapons or anything here that I can launch air into? Oh, look, little spinny Kraken engines. I wonder if I get any that are big enough for this. No, they're all kind of dinky little things. Hold on, if I stick it on the front here, can I scale it? I cannot scale it up. So much for that plan. Ooh. Not sure that's the right thing for this. How about this? Ooh, wow. What the heck is that for? That really is wrong. Maybe I should stick it on top. How about that? Let's do that. Texture name. Yeah, make that black as well. So we're going to have like a total awesome like stealth aircraft or something. Yeah, let's see how that works. So this engine, I wonder how that activates. It probably doesn't get fuel actually. It'll probably not actually end up with fuel flowing through it. Let's see what happens. It's would make a night. Do you think I could make an Osprey? You get black controls on a black background and a black lights that the black to let you know what they've done. Yes. That is, of course, someone quoting Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay, so let's activate this. How do I act? Where's the activate button? There it is. That's awesome. So we don't have enough like lift in this to lift us off the ground, but we should be able to get into the air a little more quickly. Look at that. We don't need much lift at all. Right, now let's try cut it. Oh, no, let's try, wait a second. Okay, so... yeah, so let's revert the flight because I want to apply... yeah, I want to try applying different control groups here, right? So maybe I should do 2 of these. How about 1 on each wing? Uh-oh. Like that. Oh, yeah. Almost. Now, here's the thing. It should probably be near the center of mass, right? Where's the center? The center of mass is there. That is not quite right, is it? Let's fix this. Let's rotate it. That's right, baby. I'll slide it forwards. Just a bit, and then we'll come up with some sort of mounting system later. We'll figure that out when we figure it out, but right now we're just going to do this. So what I need to do is add different action groups. Custom 1, ooh, these are all elevons. Custom 2 is allocated. Well, all these things are allocated. My god, this is like so well designed. It's almost like somebody thought how this thing should work. Okay, 7 and 8 will be my engines and my things. This one will be toggle engine. And 8. Oh. Sorry, wait a second. 6. 7 is that. 8 is going to be the turbofan. Toggle engine. Okay, great. 7 and 8. Oh, wait a second. 6. Oh, it's already here. Okay, that's interesting. Airplane control. Yeah, whatever. Oh, that's the thrust reversers applied to 6. That's great. That is exactly what we're doing. You know when you relaunch it, you have to sing Back in Black. Yes? I have a version of Back in Black on vinyl that say mash up with Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On. I actually quite like it. Let's see if we can just get this off the ground with just the two of these. Okay, so obviously that doesn't work. Let's get these engines running. I see a sleek aircraft and I want to paint it black. Oh yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off those engines. And see if I can get places. Slow the speed down, and the nose dives. That's not bad. Look, so what we can do is use these engines to get up and running, and then we can use the rotors for like a slow landing somewhere, right? See that? So now once we're in the air, we can turn off these things. So we don't need these spinny things flying when we're flying in the air. And then once we're approaching our target, we can, you know, deploy them and land safely, right? So obviously what we need to do, hitting F5, is aim for a short landing strip. You know where we should try to land is... We could try and land on top of K2, obviously, right? Well, we'll see just how short landing it's capable of, right? So the thing is, without the... We basically have very little control here. I'm gonna bleed off some speed. So I gotta figure out where I'm gonna land here, right? Oh yeah, probably should put out the landing here, right? Can you destroy a building by trying to lift it? So the real trick with this is just trying to target an area and make sure that's where you touch down. What the other thing I could do actually, right, is like if we throttle these main engines up again, is we can try using the thrust reverser. Yeah, it does need air. Actually, I think we might have air brake. No, we don't have air brakes. Okay. I like how we actually have these engines running and we're like moving at 40 meters per second. That's, you use the thrust reversers to slow down. Okay, should probably put the engines back on, and then off. And then on again. I kind of like the way that I can hover this thing, sorta, right? Okay, so let's actually try and line up a landing somewhere. How well or badly would a helicopter work on doing it? I tell you what, this thing certainly doesn't work because it has almost no pitch control. I do need RCS for these things. Okay, here we go. Aiming for the vehicle assembly building, and I'm gonna fire up my reverse thrusters. Fire them back up again. 6. Oh, Man. I wonder if I can change the texture of this while it's in flight. No, it doesn't let me do that while it's in flight. You'd be surprised how agile a 727 is. What's my opinion of winglets near the nose for pitch control? They're fine, providing they don't mess with your, you know, center of thrust, center of mass and all that, right? I think I need to get a little further out, basically, before coming in for my slow landing. So actually, let's try turning off these rotors, picking up some speed, and getting a little further out. No, I think reaction wheels is probably the best option here. Let's turn these rotors back on because they really help you turn faster like this. Okay, so aiming for the runway here. Okay, so we're kind of lined up now. So now I've got to find the right spot to put myself down. There we go. That wasn't so bad. Okay. Yeah, let's try turning this into a... Let's actually go back to the spaceplane hangar and try and make like one of those Ospreys, right? Why don't we do that? Okay. Why don't we? Because it's very dangerous and will probably get us killed, right? There is a hover mode. There's a hover mode? Ooh, what's this? Ooh, this is cool. Does it come in black? Oh yeah, it totally comes in black. Let's try blacking things out. Okay, so probably need some fuel, right? Where is everything? Multi-couplers. There's all these parts I have ended up installing. Oh, here's all the BD weapons. That's what we need. More guns, lasers. We have robot. Ooh, pivotrons. Ooh, yes, I've installed all of these things. Yeah, let's figure out how to do that. So, we need a fuel tank, right? Obviously a fuel tank is here, and let's actually use this, but flip it around. That's right. And of course, in black. Oh, do we have a reaction wheel in the correct shape? No, of course we need to have a probe body instead. Ah, that'll be fine. I forget where the... Here we go. Tail connector. That is not what I want, obviously. Yeah, not what I want. What kind of control surfaces did Gene Roddenberry... What kind of control surfaces did Gene Roddenberry want on his private jet? Jean-Luc Canards. Yes. Yes, yes. Well, inflatable airbags. Okay, that'll do. Sure, we'll just do that. Slide it outwards. Yeah, let's just do that, and then let's attach. We're gonna make ourselves a rolling wing. Scott, do I have a pilot certificate? Not in real life, if that's what you're asking. Okay. So actually what I need to do is rotate these upwards. That's good. Then we'll stick the spinny things on there. Where's the spinny things that I had? Engines. This was kind of a bit bigger than I expected, right? That's totally just going to chop my cockpit off if I use that. I'm just curious as to how well this will fly. We'll see. Figure out everything else first, later. Not first, later. This probably needs air intakes, right? Okay, come on, right in the middle there. That's good. And also right in the middle there. Hey, that's pretty good. You think I should paint all these black? Black. And black. And then the wheels. Oh, this does have texture. Does have texture things. There used to be a mod that let you change the shaders to repaint the parts. The problem with this thing is you need to basically have it for every single part. It needs individual changes. So aerodynamics, we need some air intakes here and there just to make it look right. Actually, not just to make it look right, to make it actually work, we'll probably need air intakes. Let's put one on the back here, yes. Obviously that's not the best place to take in air, but it looks cool there. There we go. Adjustable air intakes. Okay, so let's do this. Go forwards. Will they all go forwards together? No, they won't. That is fantastic. So I need to create a new group. Add group. Put that one in there. I said put that one in there. And this will be 1 and 2, and this will be 2 and 1. Okay. We'll save this as what's like OPSI. We did only get one on one side. That's a tragedy. Okay, world's best fidget spinner the previous way. He used to tank to attach the motor so the weight is always over the thrust. That's part of the idea. It's definitely, we're basically putting the thrust in this location. So actually I'm going to throttle, not throttle to 100% just yet. Okay, let's throttle up slowly. Using some electric charge. Still not taking off just yet. I find it interesting this thing refuses to take off. Is this generating enough thrust? Max RPM 1000, effective airspeed 50, reaction wheels. It doesn't have a clue what my thrust to weight ratio is. Wow, these things are just not very good, are they? let's try and put a few. Oh, you think hover mode was set? Current thrust was 0. That just seems very odd. Let's cut the amount of fuel in these things just to see if that's an issue. It does drive, yes. Oh! Of course, I might need to adjust the rotor pitch. Is the steering no, there's no, like, pitch or anything on this to be set up. Yeah, see, that's... Right, so... Okay, revert flight to launch. Yes. So I'm gonna have to angle them forwards a little, I think. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's try throttling up a little more. Okay, it's gonna want to flip back as soon as these things pitch so far. See that? I like that is not what I expected to happen. Aeroplanes, they work so beautifully. Let's take a look at the center of mass again. It's so close to where I want it to be. I need to put some more weight on the front now. Maybe I could put some... Oh, I know where the center of lift is not the issue. It's the center of mass, because I'm not even moving fast enough. And I think it's because I put stuff on here. Wow, that has to go all the way back there? For real? Let's put some wings on it too, just for giggles. So the center of mass is there. I'm gonna need some wings. And obviously these will be made to be black, because everything has to be black. Especially if it's a red door. And we'll paint it black. I find it shocking that the back of this thing is so heavy. Maybe the air intake is supposed to be so heavy? Okay, one more go here. Oh, there we go, look! I mean, obviously it's killing the guy inside there, but it's totally working. Oh, darn! Trying to move the camera around. So now there's not enough wing lift on this to actually make it work. That's the only problem. So I need to actually have wings that it can use to fly along. Okay, let's try flying places with this. Let's try landing somewhere. That's not so bad. Okay, we have the top of this vehicle assembly building, right, to aim for. This is going to be quite some trouble to get there. Of course, I'm now flying this like a helicopter rather than an aircraft. Oops, 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 oops. Let's just stop that. Perfect landing! Perfect landing! See? It works! VIP totally delivered. I just need to shut the power off and wait a second. What is thrust keys, thrust state? Yeah, whatever. Me likey. Helps when the rotors are made of Nerf foam, yeah. There we do that. That's how it goes. Now we can get a clear view of the world around us. Okay, can I get out of this one, do you think? What do you think? No, obviously not. There we go. Now we're safe. Oh, except we're not. Get out of there. Oh, module has no hatch. Perfect landing! He still can't get out, unfortunately. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, let's do a new one. Let's actually try and build our terrible version of the whatchamacallit. Don't save. I'll go to the main building because we're gonna build a rocket. Wings are very 1950 retro car chic, and Buck Rogers had them, so you totally need them in space, Captain Badge. Okay, do this. And then I'm gonna look at these engines. Did they have like a fold-out version of that? Twin blade coaxial shaft. How interesting. It's a control rotor, and that's the Hippo turbo shaft engine. Why does that not want to sit like right in the middle? Okay, that's... You are being wrong here. And flip them all over. There we go. Go full on quad? No, no, no. We're doing this. So I guess we need like some rocket fuel underneath this. Actually, this is what I should do. Is this that will be the look that we want. So we'll need air intakes, right? This does need air, right? It doesn't really tell us. Let's make this black though. Yeah, I've totally got to make it black. People know what I'm working on here. Okay, so I need a bit more, less oxidizer than liquid fuel here. And we'll put like the thingy on the bottom, right? This engine. Now the real test will be if I get rid of almost all the fuel, will this thing lift off with just the helicopter engines? Roton! That's the top one there, so that will be the one we fire up. Hey! It's the SSTO-copter. The Helicopter. So here's the thing, this is not actually... Okay, so there's basically no... There's not enough force lifting this thing up. Activate engine, shut down engine. Current thrust, 0. I think it needs to actually take intake. Okay. For flight to vehicle assembly. The engine does need to eventually be black. We need to figure that out though. Just gonna get rid of that and put on some air intakes. Put like a bunch of these around the outside. See if that works. You've seen that rocket before. Yeah, I know. I may have built another version of this some other time. I actually did something called Real World Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, so look, actually, see how the thrust differs? That's 100% thrust, 0 thrust. What it's doing is the thrust is changing rotor pitch. Oh, I don't have any liquid fuel. Of course helicopter rotors need air intakes. Where do you think the rotors get the the stuff from? Okay, at least that's able to fly. So if I revert that to the thing and maybe put some more stuff on. Because we're going to need an engine, right? I wish I knew what kind of thrust this thing produced. Intake air... Tolerance 50 Gs. It doesn't... Max thrust 60. Really? Engine bladed. What's my current mass? 6.7 tons. So that shouldn't actually take off if the thrust is 60. So I don't know what is going on with that. But whatever. We're just going to add one more stage to this. And see if I can at least get that off the ground. So very important, gotta be black, and it gotta be devoid of fuel. Let's see if it flies now. 7.8 tons. Yeah, so the Rotary Rocket Company had this concept, which was basically all the worst parts of a helicopter and a rocket in one. Okay, so that should be able to land. Now we just need to make sure that I can put an engine on it. Still doesn't give me any value for my thrust to weight ratio. No, it can't have 50. If it has 50 thrust, it wouldn't be able to lift 7.8 tons, which is what it's doing right now. Let's put whatchamacallem? Let's put these on it. Oh, you know what? When this is all full, so now if we fill it all up, except for the top of this tank, we'll fill up with slightly less liquid fuel, right? For landing. So now this engine here is going to fire. This is going to get us into space, and we need it to have enough thrust. Maybe I should do 4 of those. Of course, these engines are too heavy. How heavy is this? 15 tons. That'll be too much. Vectors, maybe 4 tons. But how much thrust does it generate? Okay, so that's 2.61. That's probably a better option. I don't know if it's going to land safely, though. But maybe all we need to do is just brake the speed as much as possible. Let's try this. When the engine is running, it doesn't show fuel levels, is why it's a fire spitter mod bug. What? Am I taking the rotors to space? Yes, the rotors are going to be part of our deceleration plan. There we go. Let's put the landing gear up. Now normally, these could be folded away. That's the only thing that's going to look weird here. Well, it's one of many things that's going to look weird. Obviously, Kerbals are not used to the color black, except when they're in space, so that does look really weird. I'm actually interested. This does seem to be generating a lot of drag. I could accidentally design the expendable stage catcher. So yeah, this thing seems to be stuck because I can't fold this away. Maybe I need to put it inside a thing. What do you call it? How much fuel could you put in and still get your initial liftoff with the rotor? Not very much. Have you lost interest in Galileo Conquest? Oh god. I actually have recorded a ton of Galileo Conquest. I have a bit of a block in terms of actually feeling the desire to edit down any Galileo Conquest, because it's always just like, oh god, this is so dull. Okay, so wait a second. Actually, that's fine right now. Let's just turn this off. Turn off stability control and let it go. Is it Wild Blue that has the folding rotors? That's maybe the mod that I need to use. Okay, so now activate this thing. We're gonna run out of fuel very quickly. Just trying to get the angle right though. Oh, it looks like we're actually headed back the way we want to go, which is really interesting here. Maybe I just need just enough thrust to keep this thing under control. I want to go this way. That's good. You know what? I'm going to do that. This thing is going to run out of fuel before I get home if I do this. Oh, it's electric charge. Wait a second. Liquid fuel. Oh, liquid fuel I'm going to be fine on. Okay, never mind that. Yeah, liquid fuel is like totally easy. Okay, never mind. I was reading the wrong numbers there. Can you sink the rotors into the body and build above them? Yeah, I probably could do something like that, right? I find it really interesting that I just can't seem to pitch this thing over because I don't have the power. So, I guess I'm turning it all into side slip. Yeah, the electric charge just doesn't want to stay, even when if I throttle it up, I might generate enough electrical power. No, I want you to go this way. I just want you to hold this attitude. That's what I want you to do. Just hold the up-down attitude and see what happens. So I'm actually only falling at like 11.4 meters per second, which is kind of good. I need to do this though. I need to kind of get the control over in this direction, so I'll move this way. Oh crap! It's side-sibling the wrong way. I didn't want to go that way. Want to go this way. Want to go this way. That's it. Let's at least get over land. The rotor needs many sorts of controls. The thing is, I don't think the rotor is actually modeling all the control that we need. Let's be clear on that. Oh, man. Yeah, the fuel usage in this is like so slow. What do I think of the new Star Wars, Taylor? Kylo's got a new cool Empire Band-Aid, and there's a cute seal thing that will sell lots of toys. I am very skeptical of the Porgs for their, because they do only seem to be in there to like sell toys. I am trying to actually give some level of control to this, and it ain't working. I have adjusted for everything that I have, and it refuses to move. Basically, my electric chart, I'm trying to rotate it, right? I'm doing yaw, I'm doing pitch, but nothing works. At least I'm getting over the right area. Will she convince her cousin to leave the dark side? I have no idea. But yeah, it does seem to me that it's very much like The Empire Strikes Back. But obviously they've introduced the Ewoks one episode early. I have not turned on the wind. I can't turn on the wind as far as I know. The wind is broken. I have broken the wind. Okay, I do not want to go in that direction. Hello? I want to go this way. Yes, that way. That's the way I want to aim. Oh, we're falling. We're going too high now. I want to make sure I get back over land this time. Oh! Whoa, wait a second, really? You're not gonna do this to me, are you? No! Yes, 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 yes. What the heck is this thing doing? Yeah, I think this is the hardest. This is just totally not controllable. The only thing I can do is adjust the vertical speed by messing with the throttle. So if I bring this up, I might be able to land it safely, but I'm not going to rely on that, because I think I'm going to hit the ground kind of laterally too fast. Ah, no, it's falling. I had absolutely zero control over that thing whatsoever. What's left? Oh, we do have some stuff. Look, it just destroyed the pilot and the rotor and everything else. It does seem that Disney's entire plan for the episodes was to just, you know, copy everything else. So, yeah, maybe what I need is to take this off and put on some sort of robotic joints to control it. What do you think? I think that might be the best option. Foldertron. They say no one cannot fold a sheet of paper in half more than 8 times. Try the new Foldertron. This part is able to rotate all this. Oh, that's great. Extendatron. Ooh, nice. You get all these different parts here. But I think what I just want is a hinge that works. So this one might work. Stick it on top, scale it down. And then what I'll do is I'll add like a battery. Maybe some solar panels. No, actually we don't need a battery, we just need something to generate power. So I'll add something to give me some sort of torque here. Because you know what they say, torque is cheap and all that. Ha! So it's electricity and OX stat. That should keep us alive. And of course it does not want to join onto this thing. Let's do a cubic octagonal strut. That always works. No, it does not want to join onto my cubic octagonal strut. It joins upside down, right? And then I need to grab it and flip it around the right way. Oh, I said then I need to grab it, not the entire rocket. Thank you. Rotate that around. No, that's not what I'm trying to do here. Okay. Come on, just you. We just want you, nothing else. Thank you. Okay, there we go. So then the next thing I want is hinges, and we'll apply 1 and 2. Save launch. I wonder if the control troubles are related to the upside down engine. It might be. I think just the engine doesn't have any control at all. So one thing I should do, I'm actually just going to rotate this like this and see what happens in terms of flight aerodynamics. It's probably going to flip around, so I'm just going to aim it straight upwards. So basically what I'm doing here is reducing drag by aiming that in that direction, but as soon as I try to turn, it will probably fall. Yeah, we're launching Skylab basically in one go. It's a Dutch rocket, yes. Where's Don Quixote when we need them? When we need it. Yeah, you see we're going much faster this time. We're going supersonic with these things. Okay, let's try turning very slowly. Oh, and I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so how do I get out of this one? How well do rotors work at supersonic speeds? They don't really. Okay. That's good. There. There. No. I said there. We're gonna go back up again. I thought I would try turning, but clearly I did that far too early. I'm gonna try like aiming just along the velocity vector. That might at least get me further out somewhere. F12? Why would I push F12 here? Okay, I'll get myself above the atmosphere. Okay, and then once we're up there, we will... oh! That's okay. That's okay. Just don't worry, don't worry. Oh, crap. Okay, on the next turn... burn a little more. Just gonna keep the engines running a bit so that I have the control I need. I like how these things are spinning basically because of airflow at hypersonic speeds over a helicopter rotor blades. Still, at least we're going to get up to the altitude we need. This thing isn't activated, you'll notice, right? Down here in the staging, I have not enabled this gizmo just yet. Okay, here we go. There's no a reason helos can't really go much faster. Yeah, basically one of the problems with helicopters is the rotor blades spinning in one direction are going much faster. When they're spinning the other direction, they're going much slower, and that places limits on how effective they can be. Okay, I have 12 seconds of fuel left, so that's when I'm going to burn it, is just when I reach the top of my arc here. And then we'll just take that up. It'll get me up to about 1 kilometer per second, and hopefully maybe carry me across the ocean or something like that. I don't know. See how far it gets me. No, it doesn't even get me to... Yeah, it's not even going to get me to that other continent. So now, point myself retrograde, and... yeah, put this thing back in the right direction. In fact, where's Kerbal Robotics? I can do this. This thing is spinning despite the fact that there is nothing going on. Okay, so now the next question is, we have the liquid fuel here. I would like to move all the liquid fuel down into this bottom one. So this one goes in. That might help moving the center of mass down, but I doubt it. Yeah, this thing's spinning fairly fast even though it's above the atmosphere. I don't think I've ever actually seen Cody making drinking recommendations, so now I'm curious. I mean, he does in Utah, which is not a notoriously, you know, dry part of America, let's say. I mean, actually, I think for stability reasons, what I should do is just do it like this, and that will actually help me hold the attitude, right? Okay, I can activate this next one when it's ready. Let's see how far this thing can get. Maybe I could glide on this wing. Maybe we should just like hold this attitude. See how far I can go. Oh, that's right. Yes, he did. Well, yeah, but you know, you can drink. The problem, heavy water's fine as long as you don't only drink it. Once you start reaching like, you know, something like 20% of your hydrogen atoms being deuterium, it messes up enough of the chemistry that you basically, your cells have trouble dividing. I'm guessing these sound effects are supposed to be the thing not working, the blackout. Let's just flip this thing around. Oh, yeah, don't you stay that way. Stay that way. We're gonna slow things down here. Okay, now that we're going subsonic, let's reset this. So it wants to slip sideways, right? Now I should have enough torque to actually do something about it. Wait, there was an episode of Airwolf where they got stranded in space? Are you legit? I don't remember watching that episode of Airwolf because I'm sure even a 12-year-old me would be screaming at the screen saying, "This is ridiculous." Well, the good news is that I'm not losing power because I have enough solar panels. The question is, can I get enough control of this thing? Okay, so now what I want to do... Wait a second. Yeah, so if I do... There, you see that? Oh, look at that. See? So what I've done is I've offset the thing so that I can chase. That's not what I want to do. Okay. Literally uncontrollable. This is the worst thing ever. Okay, once again. Rotate like this. That's the orientation we want. That's right, baby. Now hold it. Okay, look, I'm now slowing down, descending relatively slowly. 23 meters per second. I think I can control this. No. Push. The fake news that came out of the stock exchange was that Google had bought Apple for $9 billion, which is incredible. I mean, it's just, you know, totally ridiculous, given how much cash Apple has in the bank. And I think enough investors probably knew that it was wrong. It certainly didn't affect the price of anyone's stock. Yeah, to buy Apple for $9 billion would be, like, insane value for money. Like, in the last year, Google has spent $7.2 billion on Facebook and Apple to get them to display Google apps above other things. So, you know, they have money to throw around. Okay, surface. Vertical speed, 7 meters per second. I need to descend faster. Try and get that thing lined up. Uh-oh, vertical speed is maybe going a bit fast here. Gotta keep this sucker under control all the way down. That requires very careful throttle management here. Yeah, 20 years ago, actually, Soviet Misaki was when Apple had its worst loss ever. It was the month that Steve Jobs basically came back and shut down huge parts of the projects that were being worked on and said, let's focus on, what people actually care about. And I mean, it's amazing because Michael Dell was like, Apple's going nowhere, they should just shut it down and give the money back to the shareholders, right? Famous statement. Of course, Michael Dell admits that he was a little hasty in that. But 20 years, a lot has changed. The velocity vector is, yeah, I'm side-slipping at like a kind of crazy rate here. But I think now that if I slow it down, then it's actually easier. So I'm trying to keep this thing facing the right way. I'm descending at about 5 meters per second. Oh yeah, look. Look, totally getting this under control. That's right. That's right, baby. Descending at 5 meters per second, I'm going to land this thing. Despite being horrible and impossible to control, we are doing it. Okay, we're now 150 meters up. I just need to do my landing on this. And there's no light! 4.7 meters per second, 4.4, 4 meters per second, just gotta watch. 3.7, 3, oh, okay. Oh, there, look, we landed. Yay! Yeah, boy! Because, of course, that's what we're like. We're like a boy now. Shut down engine. Beautiful! Well, that was utterly pointless. I'm gonna have to say goodnight, everyone. Hope you have a good one. Fly safe. Seriously. That is looking pretty sweet. It's just a shame the graphics are so glitchy.